The One Year Bible, the Living Bible Paraphrased, September 3rd. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 1 to chapter 6 verse 12. Next I observed all the oppression and sadness throughout the earth, the tears of the oppressed, and no one helping them, while on the side of their oppressors were powerful allies. So I felt that the dead were better off than the living, most fortunate of all those who have never been born and have never seen all the evil and crime throughout the earth. Then I observed that the basic motive for success is the driving force of envy and jealousy, but this too is foolishness chasing the wind. The fool won't work and almost starves, but feels that it is better to be lazy and barely get by than to work hard when in the long run it is all so futile. I also observed another piece of foolishness around the earth. This is the case of a man who is quite alone, without a son or brother, yet he works hard to keep gaining more riches, and to whom will he leave it all? And why is he giving up so much now? It is all so pointless and depressing. Two can accomplish more than twice as much as one, for the results can be much better. If one falls, the other pulls him up, but if a man falls when he is alone, he's in trouble. Also, on a cold night, two under the same blanket gain warmth from each other, but how can one be warm alone? And one standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but two can stand back to back and conquer. Three is even better, for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. It is better to be poor but wise. It is better to be a poor but wise youth than to be an old and foolish king who refuses all advice. Such a lad could come from prison and succeed. He might even become king, though born in poverty. Everyone is eager to help a youth like that, even to help him usurp the throne. He can become the leader of millions of people and be very popular, but then the younger generation grows up around him and rejects him. So again, it is all foolishness, chasing the wind. As you enter the temple, keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. Don't be a fool who doesn't even realize it is sinful to make rash promises to God. For he is in heaven and you are only here on earth, so let your words be few. Just as being too busy gives you nightmares, so being a fool makes you a blabbermouth. So when you talk to God and vow to him that you will do something, don't delay in doing it, for God has no pleasure in fools. Keep your promise to him. It is far better not to say you'll do something than to say you will and then not do it. In that case, your mouth is making you sin. Don't try to defend yourself by telling the messenger from God that it was all a mistake to make the vow. That would make God very angry, and he might destroy your prosperity. Dreaming instead of doing is foolishness, and there is ruin in a flood of empty words. Fear God instead. If you see some poor man being oppressed by the rich with miscarriage of justice anywhere throughout the land, don't be surprised, for every official is under orders from higher up, and the higher officials look up to their superiors, and so the matter is lost in red tape and bureaucracy. And over them all is the king. Oh, for a king who is devoted to his country! Only he can bring order from this chaos. He who loves money shall never have enough. The foolishness of thinking that wealth brings happiness. The more you have, the more you spend, right up to the limits of your income. So what is the advantage of wealth, except perhaps to watch it as it runs through your fingers? The man who works hard sleeps well whether he eats little or much. but the rich must worry and suffer insomnia. There is another serious problem I have seen everywhere. Savings are put into risky investments that turn sour, and soon there is nothing left to pass on to one's son. The man who speculates is soon back to where he began, with nothing. This, I said, is a very serious problem, for all his hard work has been for nothing. He has been working for the wind. It is all swept away. All the rest of his life he is under a cloud, gloomy, discouraged, frustrated, and angry. Well, one thing at least is good. It is for a man to eat well, drink a good glass of wine, accept his position in life, and enjoy his work, whatever his job may be, for however long the Lord may let him live. And, of course, it is very good if a man has received wealth from the Lord and the good health to enjoy it. To enjoy your work and to accomplish your lot in life, that is indeed a gift from God. The person who does that will not need to look back with sorrow on his past, for God gives him joy. Yes, but there is a very serious evil which I have seen everywhere. God has given to some men very great wealth and honor so that they can have everything they want, but He doesn't give them the health to enjoy it. They die and others get it all. This is absurd. How hollow, a hollow mockery, a serious fault. Even if a man has 100 sons and as many daughters and lives to be very old, but leaves so little money at his death that his children can't even give him a decent burial, I say that he would be better off born dead, for though his birth would then be futile and end in darkness, without even a name, never seeing the sun or even knowing its existence, yet that is better than to be an old unhappy man. Though a man lives 1,000 years twice over but doesn't find contentment, well, what's the use? Wise men and fools alike spend their lives scratching for food and never seem to get enough. Both have the same problem, yet the poor man who is wise lives a far better life. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Mere dreaming of nice things is foolish. It's chasing the wind. All things are decided by fate. It was known long ago what each man would be. So there's no use arguing with God about your destiny. The more words you speak, the less they mean, so why bother to speak at all? In these few days of our empty lifetimes, who can say how one's days can be best spent? Who can know what will prove best for the future after he is gone? For who knows the future? 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verses 14 to chapter 7 verse 7. Don't be teamed with those who do not love the Lord, for what do the people of God have in common with the people of sin? How can light live with darkness? What harmony can there be between Christ and the devil? How can a Christian be a partner with one who doesn't even believe? And what union can there be between God's temple and idols? For you are God's temple, the home of the living God, and God has said of you, I will live in them and walk among them, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. That is why the Lord has said, leave them, separate yourselves from them, don't touch their filthy things, and I will welcome you and be a father to you, and you will be my sons and daughters. Having such great promises as these, dear friends, let us turn away from everything wrong, whether of body or spirit, and purify ourselves, living in the wholesome fear of God, giving ourselves to Him alone. Please open your hearts to us again, for no one of you has suffered any wrong from us. Not one of you was led astray. We have cheated no one nor taken advantage of anyone. I'm not saying this to scold or blame you, for, as I have said before, you are in my heart forever, and I live and die with you. I have the highest confidence in you, and my pride in you is great. You have greatly encouraged me. You have made me so happy in spite of all my suffering. When we arrived in Macedonia, there was no rest for us. Outside troubles, outside trouble was on every hand and all around us. Within us, our hearts were full of dread and fear. Then God, who cheers those who are discouraged, refreshed us by the arrival of Titus. Not only was his presence a joy, but also the news that he brought of the wonderful time he had with you. When he told me how much you were looking forward to my visit, and how sorry you were about what had happened and about your loyalty and warm love for me, well, I overflowed with joy. Psalm 47 verses 1 through 9. Come everyone and clap for joy. Shout triumphant praises to the Lord. For the Lord, the God above all gods, is awesome beyond words. He is the great King of all the earth. He subdues the nations before us and will personally select his choicest blessings for his Jewish people, the very best for those he loves. God has ascended with a mighty shout, with trumpets blaring. Sing out your praises to our God, our King. Yes, sing your highest praises to our King, the King of all the earth. Sing thoughtful praises. He reigns above the nations, sitting on his holy throne. The Gentile rulers of the world have joined with us in praising him, praising the God of Abraham. For the battle shields of the armies of the world are his trophies. He is highly honored everywhere. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 16. He who gains by oppressing the poor or by bribing the rich shall end in poverty.